Hi everybody and welcome to another Linfield Coaches CatChat for the Linfield Lacrosse program, our first of the year with head coach Lindsay Kibler. Coach Kibbs, how you doing today?
Hey, doing great, thanks.
We're out here on a beautiful day in the beautiful Linfield Soccer and Lacrosse Complex, and on Saturday we're going to see our first action here as the Wildcats take on the Puget Sound Loggers. We'll get into that in a moment, but first, Coach, what have you liked so far from preseason workouts and your first couple of scrimmages against Corbin and Eastern Oregon?
Well, I'm really excited for our team this year. We've brought in a pretty big class this year, almost pretty much doubled our team size. So that's brought in, some challenges, but also a lot of just like great positivity and optimism for the season this year. So, and then after having played Corbin and Eastern Oregon, it really looks like we're starting to become kind of that well-oiled machine for our team. So, yeah, just really excited.
Yeah, and so you mentioned a big incoming group, but you also do return a really talented core, of course, led by Northwest Conference Player of the Year, Bethany Shade,
Yep.
But you've also got all-conference returners Maya Rozowski, and on defense you've got Josie Dewey, Gemma Jean Patterson. So what are you expecting out of that group this year, particularly first focusing offensively in that with this great senior and junior leaders?
Yeah, well, they're kind of my first class to have been together all 4 years, and so I'm really excited to really kind of see them take what we've been learning and working on the past 4 years and put that all together on the field, and also kind of leave their mark with the rest of the team. And I think they've done a really good job of stepping up and being those leaders, and they're working on leaving their legacy as well. And we're really looking forward to this spring with our first full conference play and out of conference play, with kind of a brief season last year and obviously canceled the year before. So it's kind of exciting just to embark on this season with that crew too, and have that they're able to finish their senior year with a full season.
Absolutely. You did, talking about in the goalkeeper spot, you did graduate your starter last year, but you returned Lizzie Harms, who saw some action last year. You've also got freshman Katie Babcock coming in.
Yep.
And what do you expect? Is Harms kind of holding down that spot right now? Do you expect it to be kind of alternating? Is there a battle for the starting goalkeeper spot?
Yeah, I mean, I think prior to every game is always competitive. It probably will look different game to game, just depending on how practice goes and how they're competing as goalkeepers. But it new this year too, we have quarters now instead of halves, so that'll be interesting to see. And then the past couple of scrimmages, they've really switched every quarter, and that seems to be working well for them, so that nobody's staying out for too long, and they're both getting a lot of good action. So right now, that's just kind of our plan, just to have them switch off every other quarter, and we'll just see how that goes.
And you mentioned that big incoming group of freshmen and one transfer as well. Who are some newcomers that we should be keeping our eyes on this year as they work their way into the system? Oh,
I mean, that's the most exciting part, because it's like, who should you not keep your eyes on? Everybody on this team is really a big impact player, a huge contributor. Every game when it comes to the starting lineup, it's tough, because we have some very talented freshmen all the way across the board, and it's just exciting to watch everybody kind of get in there and play. And I guess kind of some of our main starters on attack would be like Maya Wright and Amelia Wright, not related, but both very talented on attack. And we've got another returner, Abby Ross, who took a break her sophomore year. So technically, academically, she's a sophomore again, but she's been really fun to watch off the circle and off the draw. And then we've got, some of our returning defenders that were, still just holding down the fort down there, and really doing a great job of embracing our new D from our freshman class too.
But you did mention, as there are every time you have a big incoming group, challenges, adjustments for young players, the college learning curve. What's that been like? How have you guys worked through that this season?
I think we have such strong leaders on the team as returners, so they've just done a really great job of just kind of throwing an arm around the freshmen and really welcoming them to the collegiate lacrosse style of play. It's just a lot faster, a little more aggressive, and so some of those challenges come with they went from being the oldest on their team back to being the youngest, and so just having to deal with a new culture, new teammates, new offensive sets and defensive sets, but our leaders have really stepped up and I think made them feel confident enough to take initiative on the field.
7-3 in the shortened season last year. You guys have obviously been building towards becoming one of the upper echelon teams in the Northwest Conference. What are the goals for the team trying to keep that progress going?
Our number one goal this season is to end up first in conference. So that's really where our eyes are set. But overall, as long as we get in and play CatLax and do our best every day, I feel confident about the season.
Looking ahead to this Saturday's conference season opener, really, against Puget Sound, what are going to be some of the keys as the girls try to hit the ground running to start the year?
I think we're really working on a more high pressure defense. So that's really something we've been putting a lot of focus on, especially now we've got subs this year, so that should be helpful. And then really and then really just pushing the pace on attack. And just kind of trying to, pedal to the metal, no brakes, all gas.
Well, and it certainly sounds like depth is going to be a big strength for the team this year, which is always a great thing to see.
Yep.
Once again, the Wildcats start their season Saturday right here in McMinnville against the Puget Sound Loggers. Game starts at 1 o'clock. We'll, of course, have live coverage for you on the Linfield Sports Network. Coach, thanks for the time.
Thanks. Thank you so much.